All right, testing. Can I say something?
Yo. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, welcome to another episode of The White Line.
Back at it.
We're going to be talking about kind of like family shit, you know, like going from teen to young adult to adult, and the kind of transition and how you move accordingly with certain family members and the struggles that there are with doing that.
With reaching your goals and getting to where you want to be, dealing with the expectations and the judgment that you might get from a more traditional family if everyone's not open-minded, because we were raised by a very closed-minded generation. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be touching on today, which we'll start it off with this. Everyone says that your parents want what's best for you, which is relatively true, but I believe that parents want what's safe for you. And they want, in some way, they just want what would make them look best.
Yeah.
When their friends ask them, "Oh, what's your son doing? What's your daughter doing?" Like, "Oh, he got into a really good college and he's going for accounting."
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It sounds good. It sounds safe. It sounds like you're making money. And obviously that's what, you know, most people live their life for, is to make money to fucking survive, I guess. But, you know, with that, of course, you got to give the benefit of the doubt to some of your family members, because sometimes they don't know what's best for you. They think they know what's best for you, but what's best for you is your fucking decision, right? Like, right. You know, you kind of get to determine that and choose what it is. But they assume that the safe option is the right option, which isn't always the case for most people, or for a lot of people at least.
It's usually never.
Yeah.
Usually never the best option, the safe one. And that's basically with anything in life. Most of the big leaps in life have the best reward, you know, the risk to reward ratio, obviously that goes with most things. So with that being said, when you reach 18, unfortunately, you have to make that decision. And it doesn't mean if you made the wrong decision at 18, you can't turn back and fix it.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, I didn't make the right decision at 18. Going to college, doing what I did. I'm not saying it was the wrong decision. You know, I got a 2-year degree at a technology school, learning construction and stuff along those lines. Was it the wrong decision? No. But was it the best decision? Definitely not.
Yeah.
My time could have been much more valuable.
Yeah.
Not that I even regret it, but regardless.
In the grand scheme, it's 2 years out of 80 that you got.
So. Exactly. But always act if you don't have time.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And also, to your point, I think that a lot of our parental figures, they are living vicariously through us, right? So what I mean by that is they're giving us this advice as if we are 40, 50, 60 years old. And it's like, you don't have that much time. You need to do something safe. We're just starting out. So this is the period of time from 18 to 30, 35, 40, whatever the fuck it needs to be. Like, you kind of got your whole life to fuck it up. But, you know, at least in your 20s, this is the time where you should be trying all the extravagant shit, the shit that may fail, the shit that might fuck you up.
Right.
You know, and I feel like a lot of the older generation, they just like, you know, assume they're like us, or like, you know, I'm giving advice to myself, you know?
I think a lot of it stems from, we live in such a knowledge-based age where we're exposed to a lot. That's why we know to even talk about this topic at 20, 21. Our parents didn't.
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the information from? They just had working parents. And a lot of them, especially if your parents grew up more lower class, even, somewhat middle class, they didn't get good jobs until they were in their 30s and their 40s. And then they catch themselves at, late 40s, 50s, finally getting on their feet. And they're like, oh my God, I struggled for all these years.
Yeah.
And now my son is 20 I could get him where I am within 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's important to them.
It is important. And I mean, like, it's a good thing because you have somebody that cares enough to, want to expedite your process and, not have you struggle. And I think that's what a lot of parents like strive for is like, I don't want my kids to struggle like I did. But like the struggles are part of the fucking game, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they fail to realize they wouldn't be who they are without the struggles.
Yeah.
Without like, because most parents, especially the way they were raised back in the day, they didn't have their mom and dads breathing down their neck. It was kind of just, they went to work.
Yeah.
Free for all, no technology. Whoever you were around is kind of who you ended up like.
Yeah.
So that's like a blessing and a curse to have them around like that.
I'd say it's overall a blessing, but it's a curse, and like it's your parents usually, and like they have the most influence in your life. So pretty much what they say can become your life, and then your life isn't really your life at that point.
Right.
It's their life.
Exactly. And that's what you have to keep in mind while you're going through this whole process. You have to have a vision of what you want your life to be and do every single step to make that vision a reality. And that includes maybe disappointing the people around you for a little bit, or dealing with the harsh judgment, or dealing with the comparisons, all of that. Because that's what actually builds it. It's the small steps that lead to where you need to be or where you want to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this topic is a bit hard because I don't relate in certain ways. Like I relate with the other parts of my family, like my grandparents and stuff like that. But my parents, especially my mom, she's so supportive with everything that I do.
Yeah,
that
she's the best.
Yeah, I don't have that type of, pressure to do everything by the book or do like the job route. She doesn't even like really fuck with jobs at all. She's like, no, I don't give a fucking job. Like you're gonna make somebody else rich, make yourself rich. Like do your own thing. And like, I understand it because obviously I grew up living with my grandparents and like moving around from place to place and like, listening to aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And they were all on the same bullshit, the same like, go to college, become like fucking doctor, lawyer, some bullshit, all that kind of stupid shit.
Right.
And this leads into one of the topics that we're going to talk about is cutting them off. When I turned 18 and, decided to just leave North Babb and just I haven't really spoken to any of them. Like I've seen my grandparents maybe a total of 5 to 6 times over the past 3 years. Aunts and uncles, I don't even fucking know. It's just like, my mom, my brother, and my dad, like the people that actually support and like understand the vision and like, a greater purpose to life almost.
At the end of the day, when you're chasing your dreams, you're going to go through enough stress of just dealing with the analytics of whatever you're doing, with dealing with the hours that you're putting in. When it comes to unnecessary things, like dealing with unnecessary people, peace is my top priority.
Yeah.
We're already stressed out. Like I've been running around all day. Like, this, you're busting your ass all week.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't need to deal with people that are trying to throw my energy off without sounding like, too spiritual and hippie.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. Like the people bring you down, or they just make you question yourself. Like the people around you have to be speaking life into you, or at least, because we even have our own doubts. Imagine having your own doubts about yourself and then dealing with other people telling you to doubt yourself. Like you're bound to
It'll make
crumble.
your head fucked up.
It fucks up your head.
Yeah.
So if you're already like that, you need people to remind you of why you're doing what you do and who you are.
Yeah. I
reach it.
I agree with you there. And I'm lucky enough to have you to do that for me because like there are moments when I'm like, yo, like, maybe I should just like go find a job or like some bullshit, because running a business, it's not consistent. 1 week I may make $1,000, $2,000, and then like for the next 4 weeks I might make fucking jack shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like, should I get a job? And like, you know, but I have people in my corner like Don, like my mom, like, you know, and then they'll sit there and they'll be like, nah, like, you know, this is the fucking process. Like, you just turned 21. You just started like a fucking year ago.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a greater plan at play that you have to follow through with. And that's obviously the hardest part, is following through with it. But like, if I were to be around, you know, people that didn't believe in me, or just like, you know, had this idea that, you know, college, get a job, and then work 40 years slaving away, fucking jerking some other rich dude off or whatever, like, then I'd probably end up fucking wanting to kill myself and working a job.
Which, you know, when we have those talks too, one thing I always resort to is, what other option do you have other than getting yourself rich or running whatever you want to run? It's like, you're going to work a job you don't like for the rest of your life. Like, wouldn't you rather just go through the struggle of building your business? Because, even if you're failing and you're broke, you're still living on your own terms. That's still your business.
Yeah.
The rest doesn't matter.
And the thing is that you constantly need reminders of it sometimes.
Of course, bro. Because as humans, we like what's comfortable and we like what's safe. That's why our parents are the way we are. It's a survival mechanism. You know what I mean? It's like, most people, if you're starving, you'd rather take the food that's in front of you, even if it's not that good, than the chance that you might get a shit ton of food if you just thug it out a little longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you have to go against your instincts with a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Shit. And that kind of reminds me of the don't be motivated, like be disciplined kind of thing. And I do agree with it, you know, but at the same time, I'm also reminded that you need motivation to fucking start. That's the first thing. And sometimes like motivation can get you going, and like sometimes discipline, it's not what you need. Like for myself, sometimes I'm just like, fuck, I ain't made money in like a couple weeks. What am I doing? And then I fucking listen to some motivational speech and I get back on my shit. And then like next week I'm back to it and I'm making money and I'm, you know, like, so I don't know where I was going with that exactly.
No, I know where you're going with it. This is why going to the gym is so important. People will ask me, you know, like my friends that work out that are just getting into it, or, you know, like teens in my gym, or even just, you know, older people that are out of shape. What's your advice to stick to it or whatever, you know, stuff along those lines. Motivation can only take you so far. It's important because we create with feeling. We have to feel something. We have to inherit it to be able to project it. You have to feel like you want to go build the best body, but that feeling dies out, and it's supposed to die out. That's dopamine. It's in our system. Like it spikes, it drops. You have to go through the storm sometimes and do things when you don't feel like doing them. Obviously, that's common knowledge. We all know that. The discipline will keep you in it, and discipline's really important. But if you have no motivation and just discipline, you're going to hate your life. Yeah. You need to be motivated for something. But this brings me to it. I don't use motivation. I don't use discipline anymore. I love what I'm doing. Like in me doing something to better myself and doing something that I'm passionate about, the motivation and discipline is not that important. What the fuck else am I going to do? Yeah. What else am I going to do? Like make myself worse? Like I try to explain that to people and I don't think they grasp it. We'll just stick to going to the gym as an example. When you're dieting, right? Is the pain of you turning down dessert worse than the pain of you being a fat fuck. It's like if the pain of you turning down that dessert is worse than the pain of you being a fat fuck, you want to be a fat fuck more than you want to be in shape. And that's basically what you're telling yourself. I can't sell people motivation and I can't sell them discipline.
Yeah.
They can't even sell it to themselves.
Yeah.
You just have to genuinely want to do what you're doing, and then the rest doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty fucking much.
Like, all that shit dies out. It's all
Yeah.
it's all for the birds, bro.
Yeah. Now my question to you, and I know we're talking about family, but like my question to you is, do you think that only comes with like having a passion towards something, like an actual genuine, like a burning desire to, like you can't do it with something that you know it's a task. Like you might have loved it once or you liked it once, and then you know, it just kind of died out because it wasn't your thing anymore.
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Look, motivation is there
Yeah.
when you're first starting, and it's supposed to die out. You know, if you're passionate about something, if you just do something and you kind of just turn your brain off and you don't have to question yourself, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
That's probably the thing you should stick to. If you genuinely, like, you get home from your job and you're like, this is what I want to spend my free time doing, and you don't really have to think about it that much, that's probably your path in life.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you wake up every day and you're in wanting to do cinematography is just like, oh, I have to force myself to take these pictures.
I do it with a smile on my face.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean there's going to be days where you're like, shit, am I cut out for this?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'm just really tired today. We're human beings. That's emotions. That's mood swings. In your heart of heart, you know what you love. You know what you want to do.
Yeah.
The rest, it should just fall into place. I think people only need extreme amounts of discipline and extreme amounts of motivational videos because they don't actually enjoy what they're doing. They're just trying to convince themselves that they enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point. That's a good fucking point.
You're literally like trying to psych yourself into doing something. Like, that's not a way to live life. That's just more stress for you to do something you fucking hate.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn. For shit.
That's why I tell people too, like, yo, if the gym's not your thing, there's other ways to get in shape. You might not like have the same sexual appeal as someone that goes to the gym. Yo, maybe you like playing fucking tennis. That's great. Because they're like, oh, but like, I want to get bitches. I'm like, your burning desires and passions matter less than looking good for bitches. Like, everyone's priorities are fucked up.
Yeah.
Just do what you want to do. Like, your burning desires and passions are worth less than making sure your family thinks you're doing okay in life.
Yeah. That is a great fucking point, because that's how I feel like I've been like kind of almost turning my life around in that direction, where it's like, it's kind of like I'm doing the shit for me.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking, I'm doing the business thing. I'm posting whatever the fuck I want to post. We're doing this podcast and everything like that. 18, 19 or whatever, I was trying to be a whore and fucking, run through these bitches and shit. And now I'm like, all right, I'm settled down for, however long, and I'm focused on my path, and, I'm focused on my girl and shit like that. And like my whole entire mindset has just shifted in that way, especially with like the relationship thing, because I thought I was going to be running through bitches for at least the next like 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But like now I'm like, the fuck is the purpose, outside of just finding God and stuff like that, and like that being a reason for it. I'm also like, all right, so I'm running through bitches. Like, what is that doing for me? Like, it's not bringing me money. I guess the game or the action of doing it is kind of fun. It's like, all right, let me like spit this game, like, to see like, but outside of that, it's not really bringing me anything from it, other than I guess like a short dopamine shot, so
It's self-love. That's exactly what it is. It's self-love to be able to say no to the things that you know aren't gonna get you to where you want to be, which I think a lot of people don't realize that because of the society we live in right now. People love celebrities more than they love themselves.
Yeah.
Like nobody really like cares about themselves as much as they think they do. Like, okay, yeah, you have survival instincts. You don't want to get shot or whatever, you know. But you don't. You're living in someone else's story, basically. You never put yourself out there as much as you should. People will spend $800 on Drake tickets, but they won't spend $800 on doing something that would make them money or funding something that they want to do.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I'll never buy fucking concert tickets like that, bro.
And it's funny because people will also convince themselves that that's something that they really want to do. It's like, I mean, I'm not, who's to say like what somebody really wants to do?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like somebody will go and spend $1,000 on some really dumb shit and be like, oh, but like, this is what makes me happy. And then they'll forget about this shit in like a fucking week. Like
it's dopamine spike.
Exactly.
It's what it is. It's like
that shit is kind of crazy because I see it all the time and like, especially with like basic white bitches, like they'll go see fucking Taylor Swift and shit, like spending like 2 G's on a Taylor Swift ticket.
Bro, it's literally, I have someone very close to me like that. Very close to me like that. I ain't gonna say who. Obviously, we're on the internet.
I can probably take a couple guesses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's because they have nothing eventful in their own lives. So their event is literally someone else's dream.
Yeah.
It's just living through other people, basically. And I'm not saying, you spend your money how you want to spend your money. If you genuinely like going to concerts, cool. You're enjoying the music, whatever.
Yeah.
If we all kind of spend our money on shit that we shouldn't every now and then.
Yeah.
Not really you.
Yeah,
not really me either, but like more me for sure.
Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm just autistic that way. Like I won't even spend money on like
right.
Food
You know, yeah, this kid's like starves himself, bro.
Literally, like I'll be, bro. I'm hungry right now, and I'm tempted to fucking go to Chipotle and like pick some shit up. But I'm like, nah, I got some shit out. I got some shit in the fridge.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Pretty much.
You can have air.
That's literally what I've been doing.
Yeah, drinking water. It'll go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right. That was a bit of a tangent.
Yeah, we can move on.
Back to the family thing. All right, let's see. Oh yeah. So this is like more your topic on this one. Who to be discreet with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who to pretty much just be discreet with your family. Like I know that for me growing up, whatever like ambition I had, especially like I'd say around 14 to like 18, 19. At first, my aspiration was to be a fucking anesthesiologist. I just looked up what's the highest paid doctor, and it was like fucking like $400K. I was like, I'm gonna be that.
Yeah.
And then when I told people, they were all like, oh yeah, like amazing and shit like that. And then when I realized I'm not going to fucking school for 12, 14 years, then like it was like I'm not telling anybody that that's not what I want to do, but like, you know, I'll let them think whatever they think. And then whoever I can confide in, like, you know, maybe my mom or my brother, I'll tell them if I have to. But, you know, everybody else that's kind of like a dick rider that's like, you know, if you don't go to school and do this, then you're a failure or some bullshit like that. I just kind of like, you know, kept it hidden. And I did this even like when I went to college, right? So I enrolled for 3 weeks and then I dropped out. People thought I was in college for like 2 years. Like my grandparents, like they were like, you in school? And I would say yes. I would lie straight to their face.
Bro, it's none of their fucking business.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But I would lie straight to their fucking face. I was there for 3 weeks. After the 3rd week, I was like, yeah, nah. But like, you know, every like maybe like one summer or like the next or whatever, I would go over and they would be like, oh, so how's school? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's good. And shit like that. Cause I just didn't want them like, you know, imposing their judgment and shit like that. And then I told my dad that I wasn't enrolled, like, probably a year later. And then, he can't keep his mouth closed ever. So, like, he just told them, and then they, like, call me and shit, like, every now and then, like, are you in school yet? And I'm like, no, like, fucking mind your business, And it's like, every couple years, I'll change my phone number and I won't give it to any of my family members because I don't want to be contacted. But they'll always find a way to get my contact. And they always just kind of say the same shit, like, are you in school now? Or like, do you have a job and shit like that? I'm like, no, bitch. Like, you get my phone number to kind of ask that, not like ask, like, how are you doing?
Like, are you okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of fucked up. But yeah, there's definitely moments when you have to be discreet with certain family members and like who you could be open with.
All right, I'm going to just say this. Old people are stupid as fuck.
Stupid as fuck.
They're so stupid. And I love my grandparents, but they're idiots. They have no idea what's going on. And obviously, like, okay, I'm being ignorant. They've lived much more life than me. I'm sure they've known things that I don't, but I doubt that, to be honest with you, because I really don't.
It would make sense if like life stayed the same. If the world stayed the same for the past 80 years, it would make sense.
But yo, like, we're young as fuck. Mm-hmm. Everyone's growing at such a rapid rate.
Yeah.
Teens know way more than they should. They also act way older than they should.
They're doing shit that they shouldn't be doing.
They're also, that too. Old people have experience. Mm-hmm. But it's not the same world anymore. The women that Elvis was writing music about are not the women that we're dealing with right now, bro.
Yeah.
You can't ask old people for dating advice unless your grandfather was like a fucking pimp. You know what it's not the same.
Yeah.
And it'll never be the same. It won't.
It won't, because
it'll never.
Both of my grandmothers had their first kid at 19.
Yeah.
And what? No, but like we're married and had a kid.
Yeah.
That
was my 19, my grandmother. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Bitches now? No,
bro. They have their 10th body at 19,
exactly.
Bro. Yeah.
10 is generous.
At 19, 10 is generous, but yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah. It's
not the same. These can't be the girls that Bruno Mars is catching grenades for, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't even fucking know. And it's like, you even see people like, maybe like 15 years older than us that are also confused. They're like, wait, like sometimes my uncle, he's a little bit younger. He's not really, he's like 40 something. Mm-hmm. But he'll talk to me about, women's stuff, and he'll be like, what is with this? Like, why are like, these girls fucking like being whores, or like, why is it so hard to get a date? Like, he likes to fly out the country and like go to like,
Colombia,
Colombia, DR, all that kind of shit.
Hey, bro, respect it.
But he's like, in America, like, these bitches, like, they so prude, and like, it's so hard to get some, and like, they only want the thug dude and shit like that. Yeah. And it's like, yo, he's been on the market, like, doing this shit for however many years, and he's still relatively young, and he's still fucking confused.
It's crazy. I don't even want to say that. I'm going to say it. I've put my own dad on game.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just, there's levels. Like, they're not.
It's constantly changing, though.
I know I sound like a piece of shit. I really do. Like, I sound ignorant with like how I'm like.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't. I mean, somebody might.
Someone's gonna see this and be like, "Oh, look at these young motherfuckers. They don't know what they're talking about, bro." I'm like, "Bro, shut up! Like, shut up, Earl. Mind your fucking business."
No, yeah. But literally, like, it's like the game or the playing field is constantly changing, no matter what age you are, bro. Like, it's kind of like synonymous across all ages. Like, bitches want a dude with money, a dude with status, a dude that's got a big dick. Like, that's like. It kind of like, it's not anymore just a nice man that can fucking sweep me off my feet. Yeah. It's just like, whoever the bitch is most attracted to.
For real. Yeah. And guys with genuine jobs, it's really dying out.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a mechanic, you're kind of just, you're barely there.
You gotta
shit
have
like
other,
that.
Yeah,
you gotta have other things. Like, bro, half these girls would rather date a fucking drug lord than a mechanic. Like, isn't that crazy?
And what's even crazier is that the drug lord doesn't even have to make money. It's just like the fucking idea. Of
Yeah.
That's the crazy.
He just
part
needs to
me.
post a rack on his IG. He's good.
Exactly. And it's the same one over and over again.
And a rented out Hellcat.
Yeah.
The same one.
the same
he
rack
took his
every
life
week.
savings out for a
Pretty
little bit.
much. Pretty much. Like you just like kind of have your life savings in cash and then just kind of like spread that shit out
as
if you got it.
And then give it to your friend and let him do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
it's all dying out. So basically what we're saying is old people in your family will probably never get it. And it's not your job to convince them. It's just your job to smile and wave. Just smile and wave. Are you in college? Nope. Well, what's your plan? I don't know.
Exactly. But here's the thing is that when you say, I don't know, that's when they really start grilling you, bro.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that you don't want to let on to what you're doing. It's like, you don't want to reveal your plans or like, your aspirations because you don't want to be judged for it. But at the same time, you saying, I don't know, they fucking view you as fucking stupid and lost and shit like that.
Maybe not. I don't know. I would say just maybe have like a lie that you tell them.
Yeah.
Whatever that means to you.
Yeah. I mean, personally for me, I do the I don't know thing. It's just because I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck. And like a lot of times, like, my dad or somebody will kind of speak for me. Like just the other week, I did go visit my grandparents, like one of the few times I have. And, they were like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I make commercials for businesses and shit like that. And they're like, oh, okay, does it pay well? And I'm like, oh, And then my dad's like, nah, he's getting money. I'm like, I guess so. And they're like, okay, well, what's money? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's fucking like anything is good.
Yeah.
And then my dad's like, nah, he gets paid like $1,000, $2,000 each job. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want to reveal it, but if somebody wants to speak for me and say whatever, I guess you can.
Yeah.
You
have like a hype man.
Exactly.
And then you could play like really nonchalant. No, I don't really make that much.
No,
Grandma.
100K type shit.
Yeah. 2,000. Deal. Easy. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So be discreet with old people. Really good people to talk to, your cousins, if you have that.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad experience talking to my cousin about some shit. And I have 30 cousins. I'm like one of 30. And I'm the youngest. Which means, do you know that?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just some like personal info. I'm like one of 30 cousins. I'm the only one with brown eyes.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I ended the streak. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, bro.
What do they have? Like blue eyes?
Green and blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, white bread out here, Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out here ending
what about your
streaks.
sister?
Green.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, that was just like, you guys don't give a fuck about that. I just really wanted to say it, so I feel important.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I stand out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I used to hate being the youngest because they were all older. They all got to like go out before me. They all were kind of cliquey when I was still a child. Like I couldn't hang out with them or carry convos like that. But I got to see what all of them ended up like. And I got to see the routes everyone took. And I also get to learn from them and ask them questions because they're pretty open-minded people. Like they're all pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to see the new babies come in, like my cousin's getting married, having kids. Like my oldest cousin's 42.
Damn.
Yeah, my mom's on 8, bro. So bro, it's these girls, bro.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were just having babies. They knew their place. I'm not taking that back. That show was funny. I don't give a fuck. Stay mad. Stay in there. Yeah. But I got to see where they ended up. And even you'd be surprised with because I have cousins that took a traditional route. When I talk to like my late 30, 40-year-old cousins, they're like, yo, now I'm locked in. I can't move. I'm married, I have a mortgage to pay, and I have 2 kids. Whatever the fuck you need to try, do it right now.
Yeah.
And that's what they tell me because it just hit them.
Yeah.
And that's so unfortunate because I know so many 40-year-olds that turn around and say the same shit we're saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's ever too late. But for some people,
at least for a 20-year span of raising a kid, it's kind of like,
it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. You got to kind of put your shit on pause, at least while you're raising the kid, you know?
Yeah. My biggest fear is turning around like that.
Yeah.
I just want to do everything now. That's why I'm like,
yeah,
everything happens so
that's how I feel also.
So fast.
And like that kind of reminds me of the epiphany that I had of I don't need to have kids. Like I think everybody is kind of on this like track of, you know, the people that are still straight out there are like, oh, I need to have kids by like 30.
Yeah.
I need to have kids by 30.
Actually,
like,
not even the people who are still straight out there, but at this point.
Yeah, but you know, like, you know, I need to have kids by 30 and, you know, have a mortgage and shit like that. And I kind of realized, I'm like, look, I mean, it'd be cool to like have that shit, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, you know, gonna rush myself. Like I see with my brother, like he's ready to get married and shit. He's ready to have a kid and like start his life. And I'm like, he's 25 now. So I'm like, all right, you trying to do this shit right now. Once you lock in, like you're locked in. You gotta follow through with it, you know?
It's also, what does that bring you?
I don't
understand the appeal unless you're like, okay, I want to be a father right now.
Yeah.
You want to give your child a home. You don't want to be moving them school to school because you're living in an apartment or whatever. And you want to give them like healthcare, a stable income. Okay. That's one thing. But when you're in your 20s, this is the problem. People are chasing what should come with your goals. So it's like the vehicle, they're not trying to get in a good vehicle to get them to their goals. They're just taking whatever vehicle's in front of them and just trying to get there as fast as they can.
Yeah.
So their goal isn't to work the job that they want or to run the business they want. Their goal is to get the outcome of that, which is house.
Yeah.
Nice car.
Pretty much.
It's like, how do I get there like the easiest way possible or the safest way possible?
Yeah.
That also looks good.
Yeah. That's a great fucking point.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking point.
Because they're just chasing the outcome, and you can't chase the outcome because the whole self-love in it is you don't have to chase the outcome if you enjoy the process.
Yeah, but I guess to that point, some people probably value the outcome more than they value any type of fucking journey. Because I know for my brother specifically, because like, you know, he's obsessed with this shit. He wants to marry his girlfriend or his fiance and have kids and shit like that. It doesn't matter like kind of what the fuck he's doing in between. Like, you know,
that's just weird to me.
It's weird to me too, but I can't blame him because he models his life after my parents. He wants to be like them so bad. Like he almost had like this timeline that he wanted to reach, because my parents had my brother at 24 and he was like, I gotta like, you know, be married and have a kid at 24 and shit like that. Obviously it didn't happen, but like, you know, he just like compares his life a lot to my parents, because by the time they were like maybe like 27, they had a house that they had already bought. Obviously a different time, but like, you know, they had a house, they had their first kid, they were married, they were like popping and doing their shit. And now like, you know, he's just like kind of on this comparison thing where he's like, all right, I'm not married yet, so let me get engaged. I don't have a kid. You feel me?
Which is just interesting. They found me. Which is just like interesting to me because you have such non-judgmental parents.
Yeah.
It's not like your parents are forcing them to, forcing him to do all that shit.
Yeah, nah.
They're kind of just there, like, you know, do what you want.
Yeah. It's almost like the opposite. Like they're not questioning him. Like they're not like, you know, are you sure? But like at the same time, it's like, okay, like why the rush? Like, for what exactly?
The biggest mistake I made, to be honest with you, I work a big corporate job right now, and I'm like on my way out.
Mm-hmm.
I work with my mom and I work with my stepdad.
Mm.
That shit's rough.
Yeah.
Because when I leave, and it's gonna happen in the next few months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro.
Shit.
That's why we could speak on these fucking topics, bro, because we know.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not like... A lot of people get on YouTube or they give advice on shit that they don't experience. And you can have knowledge and spread it without having to actually go through the things.
Mm-hmm.
I would think most things in my life, I probably just have pretty good knowledge on.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're actually in it.
Yeah.
It's so different. And that's why, like, it's almost like the podcast is almost therapeutic. And like, we even say that because these are our thoughts.
Yeah,
and we just
talk about it.
For real. And then we always say too, we're so young right now. In 5 years, we're going to go back and watch these and be like, that's where I was at that point, and hopefully when I turn around, or when we turn around in 5 years, we'll be like, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking epic.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. That's rough though.
Yeah.
Your mom and your stepdad, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even think about it.
And my stepbrother.
Really?
Yep. We're same yard.
So
literally I worked with him today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. And I got to fight all that and just go against the fucking grain. But what other choice is there?
Yeah.
Like I have those moments where I'm like, fuck, that's so rough, At the end of the day, it's just words.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to hit me with words. Like, why the fuck? There's nothing to really be afraid of.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Don, I don't know if this is, I think you're making a huge mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit me? Like, and like, I'm not in danger, Like,
on top of that, since you have basically your whole fucking family in it, the door is always open for it.
That too, but
I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, if all else fails, God forbid, 10 years down the line, you can fucking come back and just be like, all right, this is like my last resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that would give them even more security in like your decisions also. It's like, look, if I fucking fall on my ass and like, I don't know what to do next, you guys are my support system, and I'm sure that you guys will help me get back into,
Yeah.
I think that would give them.
I would never do that though.
Probably not. But
no, you know why? I would also just be like too embarrassing.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
To like do the walk of shame back to my corporate job. Like, all those things I was talking about. Never happened.
Florida didn't work out.
Yeah, I never went to Florida and do shit. Yeah. But back on the topic to who to be discreet with. Mm-hmm. Stay away from old people, cousins, and if you happen to have any rich aunts and uncles, they're pretty good people to get advice from.
Yeah, they are.
They're pretty good people. You have one in real estate?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I mean, I have like family friends that are in real estate.
Oh, isn't your uncle got his hands in some shit?
He has a property in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I think that was it. That's what you were telling me about.
He's not really in this shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He just, I'm not even going to say that, but yeah.
Okay. No questions asked. All right.
No, he's not really in it. I'm trying to get my license, though. My mom's actually about to get her license.
Oh, shit.
She just passed the state exam today.
Mrs. Brown, let's get it. Let's get this bread.
Yeah, she's trying to get this shit.
For real. I'm going to start asking her for money.
Bro,
Mrs. Brown, please.
There's so much money in real estate.
I know,
just selling it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no. But back on topic.
Yeah. We're like having like wet dreams about real estate. That's crazy.
Is that the last? No.
No. So we got
comparisons.
Yeah. So especially if you have siblings, mainly siblings, like obviously you're going to have cousins and shit that are doing better than you or whatever. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, obviously you're going to have cousins that are doing better, but that's not something you have to deal with on a daily basis. Siblings are a huge one. If you have a sibling in college, or even if you had a younger sibling who's straight A student, really wants to go to whatever the fuck school.
Yeah.
Yo, it could be rough. Like
it can be. I've never
had it.
Yeah, I've never really experienced it. Like if I'm being like totally transparent, like, you know, a lot of times like my parents would treat me as the golden child.
Me too.
Yeah, so like I never like felt like the compare. I know my brother did heavily. Like he would compare like mad shit, but you know, for me it never was that. Like for a brief moment, the past like maybe a year or two, I had a thought or two. I'm like, all right, how much is my brother getting and how much am I getting? Or like how much did my brother get
at this age?
Yeah, because at this age he was doing a lot in his art shit, so he made a decent amount. Like he was getting unemployment plus he was selling his art for like $10,000 a pop.
Nice.
Yeah, so like he was getting money. I mean, it wasn't crazy. I think it was like 50 grand for the year. But like,
I mean, yeah, just 10 grand like in your face is
yeah, you know. So like it was like, all right, he's made that. And then last night I was going over my books and I was like, I did not make that in the first 6 months, or I did not make anywhere near that. So I'm like, all right, what's not adding up? Now, obviously, he's not making that now. So we're a bit closer in range. So it's like, you know, I compare myself in that way sometimes. But again, like a lot of us, like my brother, we'll compare ourselves to our parents and like where they were at, you know, kind of at our age and shit like that. Like, you know, was my dad running through bitches? Like,
so I'm in a unique spot with that. We'll start off. All right, siblings. I just have a sister. Polar fucking opposites, bro. Literally polar opposites. Like we couldn't be any more opposite. My sister, like, didn't date, nothing like that. Like she's 2 years older than me, didn't date at all. Straight A student, goes to Malloy.
still?
Yeah. She's getting like a doctor's, master's.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting a master's degree. But I've always had the common sense. I was always the favorite.
I'm better.
I was always the favorite. I was always like street smart. I always had common sense. I was always better at talking to people.
Yeah.
My parents know it. My family, it's just how it is, you know? And I love my sister. She has that goal though, and to each his own. But my parents, like, even though they kind of give me shit a little bit for straying away from the traditional route or whatever, they know how intelligent I am.
Yeah.
And they know that they can't tell me anything.
Yeah.
And they never could. Like I've always been this way since I was young.
I feel the exact same.
I've always been the same, bro. I've always been this. Like, you can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
And they respect that. Like, whether they want to admit it or not, you just have to, you have to stand on business. You just have to stand on business. And if you do shit with enough confidence and you really carry yourself a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I've been.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, I think I know the answer, but do you think you know more than your parents?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. 100%.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't like, bro, it's the internet. I don't even like saying this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know more than my dad.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. Like, it is, because hell, you're never going to say this, but I wish I had, I really hate saying it, bro, but like, I never like looked up like that. And it's kind of sad. Like, I always looked up to my dad in the fact that he was like a physical specimen. Like, my dad was a scary motherfucker when I was younger, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was scary. He was a big dude.
I remember seeing him once. He used to beat the fuck out of people. And like, that was one thing about my dad. Like, I always felt safe, and I was always like, like, I was always like one of those, like, yeah, my dad would beat up your dad. You know what I mean? I was one of those. But as far as like emotional intelligence and social intelligence, like, I've been ahead of that man, and he knows it. Yeah.
Like, he really does. And I sense it. That's why he doesn't tell me anything. Because really just my mom.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yo, like, and I love my mom too. I'm a man in this world. She's a woman. There's only so much she could tell you.
Yeah.
Because we're living on different playing fields.
Yeah.
Different routes. Like, I'm not going to go be a housewife. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's different. It's just different. And I wish I could like speak better. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, yeah, I get it.
What about you?
My parents know a lot, but I do more.
Yeah.
I know my dad knows a lot. My dad is a smart dude. And, you know, like, I guess I get that part from him, like, you know, the reading books and like just being kind of ahead. Yeah.
He's been like that.
He was like that as a young.
That's dope.
Yeah. But, and you know, like when he was younger, he bought properties, like he invested and like had rentals and stuff like that. But it all went down the drain once my parents got divorced, right? But, you know, after that, for like the past like 15, 16 years, they've been poor, like broke. Yeah. And like they basically, I'm not gonna say they gave up on life, but they just didn't have the drive or like the drive to fucking like do more, you know? And as a byproduct, obviously, like, you know, I'm poor and shit like that, and like, you know, don't really grow up with much, but my dad would tell me a lot of stuff. So like at the starting early age at like fucking like 13, 14, we just start having conversations about real estate and like investing in stocks and like, you know, reading not pie charts, candle wicks for stocks. And, you know, like I'm fucking like autistic and shit, like, you know, 13-year-old me in seventh grade, like talking about real estate and like tax liens and fucking like capital gains tax and shit like that with my dad. And then I'm going to school and I'm like, oh, you fucking normie.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Hey, bro, but it's true though.
Yeah. But like, you know, he has all this knowledge. It's just that he hasn't taken action on any of it for the past 16 years at least. Yeah. So when I feel like, you know, he may know more or we might know the same amount, but I'm I'm doing shit. You know, I'm taking action on all of it. So it's like, I feel it's more valuable with me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I've lived more life than my parents. Like, bro, you know.
Yeah.
I've done some shit. I've seen some shit, bro. It just can't. Like, I can't. This is another part of it. These people just, do you want to be them? You don't. No. I don't want to be my parents. Like, what the fuck?
I don't want to be my parents either. I mean, it's a different experience.
It's different.
It's a different experience for both of us because your parents are Long Island people. You guys have been on Long Island, probably like within the same like kind of vicinity your whole life, like, you know, that Suffolk County area. I was moved around from place to place, lived in the city, New Jersey, like, you know, my dad was doing whatever the fuck he was doing when he was younger, selling weed, like different shit like that. So like, it's so different because you don't want to be your parents for one reason, because fucking boring. They like do this like, mundane type lives. I don't want to be my parents because they're fucking poor. Dad was selling drugs, gangbanging, or whatever the fuck he was doing. I don't know. I don't really like to ask those types of questions to him, but like, it's just kind of different in that way. Like we want to be different from our parents, but in different ways.
Yeah. I usually just bring up my dad because it's different with your mom. Mm-hmm. Like your mom could like, and I don't mean your mom, I mean everyone's mom could kind of just be doing whatever the fuck. Like as long as they're around, no one's really comparing their careers to their mother's careers. Yeah. It's just a different.
The expectations are way lower.
It's a different field. It's just not the same.
And also like, like the love flows down and like respect flows up thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like with your father, you're supposed to respect him and like all that kind of shit. Like with my mom, like of course I respect my mom, but like I want to take care of my mom.
Exactly.
I could care less what the fuck my mom is doing.
That's a great way to put it. Exactly. Exactly. We're not here to take care of our dads. Yeah. And I would, as a man, when I'm 40, I don't want my kid to ever think he has to take care of me.
Yeah.
Like now, I never really thought about that. But can you imagine just like, oh man, I hope my son's successful so he could spend his wealth on me. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know.
I mean, like, I understand it, like, at, like, a 90-year-old perspective. Like, the fuck am I going to do? Like, this is my last, like, 10 years in life. Mm-hmm. Like, take care of me a little bit, my nigga.
Yeah, like, obviously. Yeah, you can't fucking wipe your ass, bro. Like,
Yeah. But, like, the younger old years, like, 40, 50, 60, it's just like...
Bro, go live your life. Like, go spend your money on your girl. Like, I'm a grown-ass man,
Yeah.
But, with my dad, like... He gave me a blueprint on what not to do.
Yeah.
Bro, and he knows it too. Mm-hmm. My dad's fucked up a lot in life, and he's emotional mess, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna talk about it on here, obviously. Maybe one day, but like fucked marriage up. Just bunch of shit he fucked up.
Bro, I already know because my dad did the same thing. Like, I'll probably cut. I don't know if I'll just say that.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like
we don't gotta go specifics.
Yeah, my dad has like another kid also.
My dad knocked some girl up like 3-4 years ago. I got a little sister. My dad was just about to start enjoying retirement, and now he's in legal battles with this kid. He emotional mess over it. The baby mama is like a horrible human being. It's a fucking shit show, but it's like I can't end up like that.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't, bro. I can't.
I feel that. That's one thing that I do fear, and that's one thing about the kid thing that we were talking about earlier. Is like, sure, I may want to have a kid one day, or I do want to have kids, but the one thing that scares me the most is who I'm having a kid with. Like, the actual taking care of a kid and stuff like that. Like, it's like, yeah, that's a daunting thing. But, like, who the fuck I'm knocking up and having a kid with, that's the scary part, because they could fuck up your whole shit.
All right, on a surface level, my biggest fear is, like, knocking up a fat bitch. Just want to say that. On a deep level.
Okay.
On a deep level. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to be so like harsh with who you end up with. Like your standards have to be incredibly high. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have to hold yourself to a high standard and actually act on it for you to have high standards with a woman. Which is why your only option is to become great.
Yeah.
So you can, it's self-love. Like becoming great is self-love. Because if you don't become great, you're going to settle for mediocrity. A 7 who gives you some problems every now and then.
Yeah.
If you Like, I want the best looking girl that acts the right way and would be a great mother to my kids.
Yeah.
Which is just another motivator for me to become successful, you know?
Now, does that translate to who you sleep with though? Like, do you feel like that same way? Like,
I think I fuck a lot of bitches. I'm gonna say I really do. It definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sleeping with 9s and 10s every night, obviously.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not out here going on dates and shit right now because I'm like I kind of just fall into it. Like if it happens, it happens, you know. You can't go be a 9 as a man and then go fuck a 4. You need a little more self-respect.
Yeah.
Yo, if she's a 7, it's free. Okay. Yeah, like fuck it. You know? Like,
I think the only time a 4 is acceptable is when it's been a long ass time. It's like it's been a long ass time. You don't have anything else. I'm saying this because it's happened before.
Yo.
Where it's like,
hey, bro.
I ain't had none in like fucking months. I'm like, I can't even find shit.
You gotta
but it's
be
like
tweaking.
you
gotta be fucking tweaking. Oh my
God. Fuck. You know, this bitch might be like 5'10", a little bit ugly in the face, but it's like, what else do I got, bro? Like,
hey, bro. It's free.
Yeah, exactly. It's free. But then usually after that one, there'll be like a lineup of like, you know, a better streak, because usually that's like the ignition to it, and then you're like, all right, now we're back on track. I'm cleansing my palate.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, does it translate? Yes, but that's just surface level. Like, does it translate? Like, obviously, if you're a good looking motherfucker, there's no reason you should be fucking fat bitches, or just really beat girls. Like, we could do better, you know?
Yeah.
I don't fuck fat bitches, me personally.
Yeah.
Like, have I done it? Yeah. Maybe once or twice.
It was a mistake.
But yeah, it's usually like a catfish. I'm just like,
exactly.
She's a little
exactly.
Fat. I'm like,
Exactly. And you kind of got to follow through because it's like, you're already here.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to tell you to leave, you know.
Yeah.
At least I'll give you what you came for, but, you know.
Like, will I like it? Not really.
No, but,
you know.
It's a nut.
I think that's definitely been the biggest one is the fact that it was a catfish. Like, I've never seen a girl and been like, oh, you're a little bit bigger. Like, I guess I'll do it. It's more like, you know, I am anticipating one thing and then I get something else and I'm like,
and you're like, well, you're here, so
it's like,
what else am I gonna do? Yeah. That's like why it's only 1 or 2, because you learn.
Yeah, you learn.
Whatever she is in the picture, multiply it by like 1.5, and that's what she actually looks like.
Yeah, you gotta be fucking like skeptical about that shit.
Yeah.
And you gotta fucking get on like Instagram and like check out tagged posts and shit like that.
Go on their mom's Facebook page.
Type shit.
Even I look fucked up on my mom's Facebook page, bro. I can't imagine what they
find somebody's mom's Facebook page.
The girls will, bro.
Yeah.
They're in the CIA, bro. I'm telling you. They know some shit.
It's so crazy, and this is like off topic, but like it's so funny because like my girl, she'll go through like my following and my followers. Like I don't follow any bitches. Like I don't continue to follow them. Like whoever is there is there.
Is there, yeah.
You know, but she'll go through and she's like, "Who's this whore? And who's this bitch?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know." And I'm
That's
like,
fire.
"Yeah." And I tell her, I'm like, "I've never gone through your following or followers, not once, because I want to keep my fucking appetite."
Yeah, bro. I always say that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to fucking know.
Yeah, like I'm gonna sit there and fucking like give myself crippling anxiety, like for what?
Yo, that's why I'm saying like it's peace over everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should just draw a blind eye to things that happen, but don't go out of your way to just find out unnecessary shit.
If you're looking for a problem, you'll find one somewhere. So like, you know,
church.
Yeah, exactly. But like she does that stuff, and not to like, you know, air our business or whatever, but like, you know, she'll do that like she did it much more often in the beginning of our relationship. And then like, you know, after I was like, yo, like whoever's there is there. She got kind of calmed down. But
if
like,
your girl doesn't do that, she doesn't love you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you know, it'd be like that. But let's
all right, yeah, that's the final one. How to deal with the questioning.
we
kind of did. Yeah,
just kind of.
You just make a lie.
Yeah, make a lie.
You know,
and I think
drop a smoke pellet, disappear.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that, you know, everybody has their own moral compass and like, you know, what they deem right and wrong. And I think that both of us relatively have a strong one where it's like we want to do right. We want to like be righteous and just and, you know, but
genuine people.
Yeah, genuine people.
Yeah.
So we don't typically lie about shit. But like sometimes there is a time and place where it's okay. Like if it's like not to protect yourself because you did something bad, but to protect yourself because somebody almost has ill intention to like, you know, make you feel bad or like do, you know, like.
I don't even see it as lying.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of see it as like, it's none of their business. So you don't have to tell them what you're just covering up what you're actually doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, okay, yeah.
It's kind of like a loading screen. Like that's how I feel. It's like, this is the filler thing that I'm going to tell you until I make it. And then you'll just like see like the success, you know?
There's lies that cause harm. And then there's just some lies to keep your, you know, privacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you cheat on your girl, that's just a blatant lie to cover your ass. But if it's, you know, you just don't want to tell your family members what the fuck you're doing, then it's kind of like, you just want to like be private.
Yeah, it's none of your doesn't matter.
But it could also be argued that, you know, cheating on your girl and lying is just keeping your privacy. You know, you kind of just like
it's only a little cheating.
It wasn't even that serious. Like,
you know,
it's
just a little cheating. To be honest, every body your girl has is like a girl for you to cheat with. So if your girlfriend has 10 bodies, you have to go cheat with 10 women.
Type shit.
Just to even the odds, you know.
I'm gonna bring that one back to my girl. And
see what she thinks about that. I think she'd like it. She'd respect it.
Yeah,
like, all right.
Respect.
If you gaslight her enough, she'll be like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just tell her it came from me. If she has any questions, we'll hop on FaceTime. And I'll explain it.
Yeah, you'll be able to justify it a little bit better than I can.
I know. I will. Pure talent.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's wrap this shit up. Thank you guys for watching. I think this is episode 4.
Yeah, 4.
Damn.
Yeah, we're moving through it.
Why are we not famous?
Maybe because I didn't post the last one. I don't know. Have you checked the account?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even check it. Subscribe.
You got to choose peace, so don't look at it because there's not that many views. You guys don't give a fuck.
Have you told anybody about it yet?
Yeah. I actually had like one of my hoes. If you're watching this, I'm not gonna say your name, but it starts with a fucking M. You're one of my hoes.
Yeah.
Just so she knows.
You're one of Don's hoes.
So if you're watching this,
I was thinking about sending
one
it
of
to
my
Victor.
hoes. Oh, I think he'd be bricked up. He'd be bricked up for this podcast, bro.
Yeah. I feel like he'd be like, yo, let me get on that shit.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have to put him right here, front and center.
I was thinking about it too. I was like, if I send it to him, he's gonna like probably come by.
He'd be cool to have.
Yeah.
We need another mic though.
Yeah.
I have a Rode mic, but I don't
have
think
mad mics, bro. I got like 2 more upstairs.
Is it gonna plug in?
Isn't that like? It's not gonna plug into there. It'd have to be into like my other shit.
This man's Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. But otherwise, appreciate y'all watching The White Line. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
Fuck your family. Not fuck them. Wait, no.
Well, if you're white, you might end up fucking them. But
if you're
luckily,
white,
I'm not white.
Yeah, black man over here. Yeah. Fuck your family, but not fuck their family.
Church
Type shit. All right.